Welcome to this episode of the Faster Than Lightspeed podcast. I'm your Captain Kenny with my executive officer,
Joey.
Joey, how are you doing this week?
Good. We are not recording this remotely. I came home.
Yeah.
Which is important to say.
Okay. That's not really what I cared about asking, though.
Yeah, it does. When I'm home, I'm happy.
This week, we are going to give our review. We finally saw No Time to Die. How many, about, what is it, a year and a half since it was released?
Yeah.
We're giving a review? No. It was meant to be out. Do you have the date for when it initially was supposed to come out?
No.
Look it up real fast.
Okay, I will.
But yeah, we'll be giving our review on that. Which should be interesting. Our first James Bond review. And I guess we'll talk a bit about the future of that franchise, right? First we can get into a bit of important news, like usual. The bit that I found, Joey, is I guess the next Aquaman movie has a release date now. Are you still looking up that date?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. All it's saying is September, but it was like May.
I don't think it was a May. I'm pretty sure it was always fall. Oh, come on. Do you know how to use Google?
Yes.
It doesn't seem like it.
April 8th.
Alright, for you guys who don't realize, I cut out about 45 minutes of just Joey staring at his phone, trying to figure out how to type something into Google.
April 8th, 2020.
Okay. So it's been a while. So Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom has a release date.
Oh, does it?
Yep. It's set for December 16th, 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess is not too long after The Flash is supposed to be on November 4th of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the second Shazam is June 2nd, 2023. Yeah, those are the big DC ones coming out yet.
Mm-hmm.
Which, are you looking forward to another Aquaman movie? You're really lukewarm about Aquaman.
Yeah,
I really liked the first Aquaman.
I like the story.
Because it was just like, just fun. It was just an adventure, just swashbuckling adventure almost.
Best costume in any superhero movie.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That Aquaman suit.
It's not bad, yeah.
It's so good. And then Jason Momoa, fantastic. 1 out of 1 rating for that actor.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna be one of those actors where it's like you cannot recast that actor in however many years. Like he would be a Hugh Jackman.
Sure, yeah.
But ultimately the dialogue is just awful in that movie.
I disagree.
It's so boring.
I think it's just Jason Momoa being Jason Momoa.
I think it's just...
I'm looking forward to him in Dune. That should be fun.
Every character when they talk is just boring.
I don't know. I liked, I was going to say Namor, but what's his brother's name?
William Dafoe?
No, his brother. Not his mentor.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Ocean Master.
Yeah, Ocean.
I don't know what his character's name. I don't know what the actual Atlantean name is.
Mm-hmm.
What other news do you have then?
Star Trek Discovery Season 4 trailer.
I didn't watch that. Is there a trailer? Interesting.
Are you going to watch it?
I feel like we should finish that last season first, though.
I'm not gonna watch it because then that's spoilers.
There was a Expanse trailer as well, I guess.
Yes, there was.
Mm-hmm. Which, I don't know, it doesn't show a whole lot.
Yeah. What's the last season?
So
you know.
And after that season, I guess I'm going to have to read all the books to figure out how it goes from there until they decide to just do more seasons.
Mm-hmm. And just kind of a more so smaller thing. But They're trying to get a composer for the Lord of the Rings show. They're talking about bringing back Howard Shore, who I believe did the soundtrack for...
Yeah, Lord of the Rings and stuff.
Which would be really cool if they get that guy back.
Maybe.
If they want to make it feel like it's in the same universe, that'd be a good step.
I don't know if I want in the same universe.
I don't want it to be.
In its own thing. It doesn't have to be. It just should be It should just be an interpretation of the events in that time frame.
Of the book.
And if they're all, if they're all as honest as they can be, as they feel they can be to the source material, it shouldn't matter whether they're in the same world, if it's in movie world or in book world.
Or if it's in Jaws of Mordor world, where nothing really goes with the timeline.
That's dumb. That world's dumb.
I like that world.
It's a dumb world.
We'll talk about it on the podcast someday, I'm sure.
No, we won't.
That's all I have for news.
I said the Expanse trailer. Oh yeah, there was one thing that I saw a intro sequence for Legends of Vox Machina, which over this past year and a half, year and a half, we've been into Dungeons and Dragons, and what that is Critical Role, which is like a huge popular thing. It's really helped with popularizing that game because it's just voice actors playing D&D. So that makes it like it's on a different level than like say a normal household game. And they're making an animated show that's gonna be on Amazon Prime, and it's gonna be like their adventures.
Is that the one with Chris Pine? Chris Pine?
No, that's a Dungeons and Dragons movie. This is like just an animated version of their campaign.
Oh.
Yeah. Based on the animation that I saw, it looks like it's the copy-paste animation from Invincible, almost.
Yeah.
Which looks good.
Oh, it looks great.
Yeah, it looks really good in this.
Apparently it's super cheap as well.
And they just have all the players voicing their characters because they're all voice actor stuff. It's really weird. What I wonder is because for that first campaign, they the show starts off like partway through the campaign they were already playing in at the time. So I'm wondering if it'll start where they actually began playing. That's something I'm curious about.
Oh, that's right.
I also noticed that I guess there is in the show and their game, they start with they had somebody else. They had like a sorcerer character that then later in the show, like I forget, like 27. It was like some number of episodes in. They left and like left the partnership and all that, and there's like no sign of him. I guess they're just cutting him fully out because of some disagreements or something. It's something that I don't know too much about. There's supposedly a bunch of speculation why he left.
Yeah.
Like they've been really like we don't want to say why, but he might not be a great guy, and they just sort of like cutting him out.
That's probably the case. Is that
maybe he's
just not nice.
If he's not I don't think he was ever like super integral to the story, so it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to this show though, because I watched that whole first campaign, and there was some cool stuff. I'm wondering how far they'll get in with the first season.
What they change up, maybe?
Yeah, what they change up, if they change much up, how true it will be. It could be very interesting.
With like the D&D movie, right? This is what I say they should do. Maybe this would probably be the exact thing for this, which is when one character dies, it'd be like, no, Chris Pine, his character dies, no.
And there's
like
another character.
Yeah, then Chris Pine plays a different character. Like, oh my gosh.
It's played by Chris Pine.
Yeah, just another character shows up at the end that's also played by Chris Pine.
Weird. That'd be weird.
There's more actors in that movie than Chris Pine, but he's like the guy that everybody kind of thinks of.
Sure.
Really fun. I hope they do that, because that'd be funny.
So do you think you'll watch this with me?
I might.
You might?
I don't know. It depends on, like, what else is going on.
Yeah. It seemed like there was cussing in it. That's like the most that I saw.
Well,
it seems like on the scale of like Invincible. There was cursing in Invincible, right?
Yeah.
They use like F-bombs, right? Yeah. It seems to be like that sort of rating. That should be cool though. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. I forget if there was a date for that. And that group is like starting their like third campaign.
Yeah, they are.
Like later this month. Just like what the. They're still going. Like, they go a lot.
They're having fun.
Yeah.
What's his name? Not the collector, but his brother.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, he plays in a different game. Yeah.
Yeah, he plays D&D.
Yeah,
We could have a D&D podcast episode.
Oh yeah, I plan on eventually having that.
Yeah.
Yep.
We can get that would be a special guest star episode. We're not gonna say who we're gonna bring on.
Okay.
Kevin Feige, he's gonna be on it.
Oh my gosh. Bob Iger.
Bob Iger
on the podcast. All right. Let's get into our main topic. We're 11 minutes in. We can get into the main topic now.
Okay.
We don't have to riff anymore. So we saw No Time to Die yesterday. Oh, we saw it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy that it's still in theaters as it was released in April of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
But we eventually got around to it. We got
I
around
like
to
we're making
seeing
this bit when we didn't do this for any other movie that was postponed, like Shang-Chi or Black Widow. It's only this.
Well,
movie.
it's crazy because this one like was real. This was like one of the first ones. Like we are delaying this for like ever.
Yeah, this was in a vault.
Because this was one of the first one. Because this was like one of the first ones that was supposed to come out, and then it hit, and they're like, I guess we'll delay this. And they just have held on to it in their like pockets. They're like, what are we gonna do with this? we don't know what to do. We don't want to just stream it.
No. They were asking like streaming services like, do you want to buy this movie from us so we can just put it there? But no one wanted it.
Oh really? That's wild. So, but yeah, we finally saw it, and right before we watched it, we watched Spectre. We watched that on Blu-ray or whatever, however we watched that.
Yeah, it was Blu-ray.
I'm glad we watched that. Oh yeah, we'll do non-spoilers first.
Yes, I think we should do that.
We'll do non-spoilers first. So, I mean, to start off, this isn't really spoilers, I would say, but yeah, we watched Spectre like the morning before we saw it.
We have spoilers for Spectre.
Sure, yeah.
And I'm gonna say, if you didn't watch Spectre, maybe you shouldn't watch this one.
Well, yeah, like I said, I'm glad we watched that before.
Yeah.
I would have been maybe a bit lost if you don't have Spectre like very fresh in your memory. Freshen up on it, maybe. The others beforehand. The others, probably not.
No.
Maybe Casino Royale. Maybe.
Casino Royale is one of my favorites.
Yeah. The only reason for that, they remind you literally every movie about the reason why.
Vesper.
Okay, that's spoilers.
Vesper?
Maybe.
They say that in every movie.
They do say it in every movie. She's mentioned.
I think they mentioned her in the trailer.
Maybe. I don't remember. So I guess overall, what are your thoughts on it? What are your thoughts on... I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah, just overall for this movie. I'm trying to think of where to start in terms of non-spoiler stuff.
I think this is a movie of the year contender for sure.
What?
I know it's early to tell, but it's October.
Wow.
I think this is going to be up there competing with Dune and Spider-Man.
Okay.
Which we haven't seen those yet.
No, those are not out yet.
I think reviews have already come out for... Well, Dune has already been out in some countries for a little while.
Yeah, I think this has been out as well in other countries.
Yeah, UK came out in like September or something.
Yeah, I know Dune, I think, has been out for a while.
I haven't seen anything like that. Nothing has been spoiled to me for those movies.
No.
But, hey.
Well, it doesn't exist until it really releases in the United States. We all know that.
True.
Nobody really talks about it until the United States is able to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how true that is.
We just said it.
I'm pretty sure it's true.
Yeah, I think this is a must-see. They add a lot of interesting aspects to the character that have never been done before.
Okay.
And it takes those risks, and I feel like it really pays off. Whether or not this is like the best James Bond movie, which I don't think it probably is.
No, I wouldn't say so.
But it takes a lot of risks that it like attempts to be.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
This James Daniel Craig films, I feel like, are best when they try to mix up and shake up the character.
How did you
And
feel
this is
about
the best one.
the action?
Great.
Yeah.
Sometimes there was long points where there was no action.
I wouldn't say that.
But
I feel like it was a really good balance between action and more the drama.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I think in Spectre,
was just
the balance wasn't that great.
It was more of a thriller, yeah.
It was like, I don't even know about that, but
It was more like Dr. No, where they were walking around.
yeah, I don't know. The balance in Spectre, after rewatching that, it was a little off to me. Seeing it in theaters, I remember just liking that movie, but...
Speaking of that, did you know this was the first James Bond movie I saw in theaters?
Yeah, I knew that.
You knew that?
Yeah.
Or our dad did not know.
Oh.
He was very shocked.
I remember when, because I saw Spectre on my birthday, whatever year that was, and you weren't caught up on any James Bond movies.
Yeah.
So you saw the last Hunger Games, which you also
I have not. I've seen the first.
You didn't
Hunger
see
Games.
any other Hunger Games.
I haven't. I saw Mockingjay Part
Looking
2.
back at that, I'm not sure how that works. That I don't want to watch James Bond because I'm not caught up with it. Let's watch the last Hunger Games. I've never seen any of the other.
I've seen the first one. I've seen parts of the second one. I've never seen part 1, but I watched part 2.
Interesting. Okay, whatever. I don't care.
You don't want to know the lore?
I don't care.
So I saw the beginning and the end. Not a great movie. I mean, this is coming from somebody that hasn't seen part 1.
So we saw the Okay, so we talk about action. What about
The set pieces?
I mean, like locations and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, really cool.
Okay.
Seems authentic.
So yeah, locations are a big deal in James Bond movies, right?
It's like talking about Pirates of the Caribbean. You gotta talk about the set pieces.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those places where you just want to see the view.
I guess one of my big issues with this that we'll get into more is that because what I think was one of the most important things about any James Bond movie, right, is really the villain and his plot.
Yeah.
I think that's generally that's generally what makes or breaks, I think, the movies. Because if you look at, I feel like people didn't really care for the Spectre one because of that. I think people really liked Skyfall for a lot of those reasons.
Yes.
And I'm still not sure why people like Casino Royale.
You don't like Casino
Because
Royale?
I thought that villain plot was lame.
No, but people like Casino Royale because it made James Bond seem like more of a mortal man and also brutal strength.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of Casino Royale.
I am a big fan.
I'm not sure why. I'm not. I think it's because it's supposed to be like way more realistic, but I never bought into it.
On my list of top 5 James Bond movies that we were gonna do last week, Casino Royale was either gonna be 1 or 2.
Okay.
Maybe 3.
What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the plot. Because like Goldfinger, say, one of the most acclaimed in terms of that. The villain has a very straightforward, yet also, I don't know about complex, but like twist, adds a couple twists in terms of the plot as to when he was learning the plot. Like in Goldfinger, he pitches to the criminal guys like, we're gonna steal from Fort Knox. And then he switches that, like, we're going to blow up Fort Knox to make my gold more valuable. You understand it. There's a bit of a twist partway through the movie in terms of what the actual plot is. And you see that coming to fruition. In this movie, I don't quite feel that. It's like you understand the device that's going to be used in the villain plot, in the villain scheme. But I never really understood the reasons for that.
I thought the actor and the acting was really good.
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, Freddie Mercury was the villain of this movie.
Also, the Egyptian king from Night in the Museum.
That's better. That's a better one.
At the museum.
Yeah, that's a better one. Yeah, I thought he was just that character. Where it's like, okay, you're giving that character all that he really needs to be.
Okay, I'm not sure what you mean.
Like he's just basically like, do whatever you want because we're not going to explain anything else. You just use body language to communicate your story.
Like,
that didn't work.
It was tough. Like in the very beginning, because they open up with a prologue, which is a flashback. That's not really a spoiler. And you see him, and I mean, like, his motivation's there, like, to a certain point in this movie, are, like, understandable, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, all right, and then you get to the more larger part of his scheme, and that's the part that I don't think they communicated well at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm very confused as to what his plan was and what he hoped to gain, if anything. That was my issue. Which I think is just it's the weakest part, but it's also a major part of all these movies. Like I said, that's the plot.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, yeah, all the characters I liked all the new characters, especially, like, too.
Oh, yeah.
I like although I can't remember any of their names, which could be a testament to it.
The new 007.
Right, because you have new 007, right, who, I thought I wasn't going to like her, but I liked her more than I thought. Yeah. I think I liked how they made her not just like, oh, she's James Bond, but
a female.
A woman, yeah. She was more of like a military operator.
Yeah, she was.
Like a...
Special
I kept like
ops.
thinking of it like Captain Price.
Oh, yeah?
In Modern Warfare. I did a lot. I was thinking about Modern Warfare a lot during this movie. I kind of want to play that campaign again, though.
Yeah?
That's a good campaign.
Are you going to play it on the PC or Xbox?
I'd have to buy it for the PC.
What?
And then I'd have to...
Just go on the Xbox.
Which is why I wouldn't play on the PC, probably. But getting back to... I liked... was Anna de Armas's character. Again, I don't know the name of the character.
She wasn't really in this movie a whole lot.
She wasn't. Yeah, they made her. They like really try to advertise her, but
yeah,
she was only in for a very small section of the movie, and I wish they had more of her.
Yeah, she's a great actress, and I think I don't think this is a spoilery thing, but I think they're like, okay, well, we got Madeline, right? Whatever her name was from Spectre. But he was like, she's kind of old. We need a young hot girl to go be in this movie, and that's why she put it in there.
I don't know. Well, I liked how she's like, I'm like green. I'm like super green.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
But then she was like super competent, which threw me off a little bit. But it's like whatever.
This is a James Bond movie.
I was kind of okay with that. Yeah. What about this? There was the one there's like Russian or Eastern European scientist guy.
I felt so bad for him.
He was like weird.
He was so really weird, but I'm like, don't hurt the guy. And they're like trashing
like
on him.
Psychopathic and stuff.
I'm getting a little bit on spoilers. But there was this one moment in the movie where my heart broke. Like, don't hurt him. Don't.
Nah. He was an asshole.
No.
At the end, he was totally like an asshole.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What other new characters?
Did he die?
Well, that's a spoiler now. I'm going to have to cut that out.
Yeah, you definitely need to cut that out.
Oh, my gosh.
Kenny, I forgot we're recording a podcast and having a non-spoiler section. And we're back. We just spoiled something. This never happened in a non-spoiler section before. We had to cut something out.
Well, what were we talking about? We were talking about characters. Did we really talk about the villain? I don't know the name of the villain. That's the problem with this movie. I don't know the names of most of these new characters.
We need the Lego game so that we can decide who all the characters' names are.
Decide what?
So we can decide, yes. So we can learn all the characters' names.
But yeah, the main villain, I don't know. It was just weird to me. And again, I don't understand his intentions for a good portion of it. Blofeld's back. He's in the trailer. And he's great, I think, as always. Mm-hmm. I really liked him in Spectre. I liked his whole thing. Mm-hmm. Outside of him being like an adoptive brother to James Bond.
Kind of.
I thought that was weird, that was not necessary. But whatever. What else? Any new characters? Felix Leiter shows up, who seemed like he's gotten even more like schlubby. I don't know.
He got old.
He was getting old, yeah.
James Bond's gotten old.
Yeah, a lot of old guys. It really was. I think you described it, or you might have compared it with. Did you compare it with Dark Knight Rises? I feel like in my brain I compared it with like Dark Knight Rises in terms of like retired James Bond, retired Bruce Wayne. He's getting pulled back in for like one last mission.
They already did that for Skyfall, but I feel like that's like every other James Bond movies. He's retired, but he has to come back for one more shot.
I'm trying to think of other one. Any of the initial ones though.
License to Kill, he lost his license to kill.
He's always getting like
kicked out or.
Oh yeah, it happens in. Oh, you didn't see Die Another Day though, but that's another one where he gets burned. I think in Die Another Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just kind of wild. Kind of wild.
And unlike Michael Weston, he came back.
Michael Weston comes back.
Does he?
Once or twice, yeah.
But then he gets burned again or something?
I've got some Burn Notice comparisons, if you're okay with me spoiling Burn Notice later.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not watching it, so.
Okay, I'll spoil that later. Let's see, what else? I'm trying to think of what time are we at. We've had about 10 minutes of non-spoilers.
Let's just go into spoilers. I would say
that. So yeah, give an overall non-spoiler thoughts and then your score.
This I think is
for anybody that doesn't know our score, we do a binary score system. 0 is that you should not watch it. 1 is you should watch it. Go ahead and watch it.
It takes a lot of risks that I think all of them pay off. But I agree with all your complaints.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the risks really pay off, and I think this is a James Bond movie that you have to see.
Yeah. Okay.
Movie of the year contender for sure.
Okay.
And if we do not even give this, if this isn't a contendant for movie of the year, which I think it could win,
mm-hmm.
then I'll be so shocked. I give it a 1.
Okay. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about all the references in this movie.
No, there's a lot.
There's a lot of references to like other older James Bond films.
Mm-hmm.
Like the graphics before the opening song was like directly out of Dr. No. I was saying, you see like they show a painting of Judi Dench M, but there's also paintings on the walls of like the original M from like all the way in Dr. No days, which was pretty wild. A lot of Honor Majesty's Secret Service,
which is weird
callbacks. Which, I mean, there's a reason for that. I think. But yeah, I'll give my overall thoughts. I liked a good portion of this movie. I liked everything except for the villain, and I think the larger, like, again, like the climax plot, like the third act.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is about third acts, these like movies that we've been reviewing, but they've been kind of killing me. I mean, not even that the action in the third act was bad though, because I thought the action was really cool. Mm-hmm. It was just trying to figure out again what in this one it was. Why is this happening exactly? Like, why is the villain doing this? But I guess I do agree with you in that if you like James Bond and these new movies, I mean, you have to watch it. This is the conclusion of everything that you're...
Mm-hmm.
That's been... this is the conclusion. There's no doubt that this is not a conclusion for this character that is James Bond. And I probably have to give it a 1.
Nice. We agree.
Have to give it a 1 for that reason.
It's been a while.
So that's a total score of 3. For those that don't understand that, it's because my score is the most significant bit of the score. Which means it's a 2-bit score, which means 1 1 equals 3. That's how it goes.
No, that doesn't work.
That's how it works, though.
It isn't.
That's how it works.
The viewers are smart. They can figure out.
1 and 1 is 3.
If you like The Jungle Cruise and you
go away,
didn't like Shang-Chi,
stop.
Then listen to mine.
I'm gonna mark down when spoiler starts.
Yeah.
We're at 30 minutes in our recording. So if you do not want to get spoiled for No Time to Die, stop listening now.
Mm-hmm.
Did you stop listening? You should stop listening if you didn't see it. All right, you were warned. James Bond is dead.
No!
Long live James Bond.
Yeah. So sad.
Got hit with missiles.
That's so sad.
They really made it sad.
I was really sad watching it.
It was like really sad. Like, you didn't have to make it this sad. Like, they really were just trying to crush you in terms of like, okay, first off, it's like, okay, he's destroying the island. Oh no, now, okay, it's like he did his mission though, and he's like walking out, and it's like, oh no, I got a double back or something, right? Doubles back, gets shot multiple times while like in like 2 feet of water. Then gets the was it the virus or the disease,
which I have something to add on to that.
Okay, he gets that onto him, which is like, you can never be with the person that you love now ever again, or your kid. Can't be with any of them. And then he just stands there as the airstrike comes down. It's just like, wow, they were just trying to break your heart. Like, it doesn't. Yeah. They like, I don't know. I'm curious as to. I've got maybe a theory on that.
Want me to tell you my theory?
Okay.
So like, I think. So like, you see him touch him, right? And like have it on his face or whatever.
Because he
or
broke
on his hand.
He broke the vial with the stuff meant for Madeline.
Yeah.
And he like spread it on his face and whatever.
Yeah. He got like virus on his hands and he killed Blofeld, right? And he got it on his face, right?
Okay.
So would it only work if she touches his face?
No, I think it goes throughout all of your body. Because
if it's only that one spot, then you just get some sandpaper, rub it off,
No. It goes like deep.
I think that's what it is.
No, it's like...
No, I think you're right. I think that has to be it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you could pretty much just get rid of that part of stuff.
Well, I was thinking that, like, why not just like EMP? Because they're nanites. Can't you just like EMP them?
Yeah, I feel like there would be a way to get rid of it.
There has to be some way. I felt like, okay, you should be able to just EMP them. But I guess not. I don't know. I guess you have to. They're like forcing you to trust Q. In that case, like, there's no way. There's no way to do it. There's no way to get rid of it.
I think there would be a way. If not now, like 3 years.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it would have taken more time. Which I think is then why they're like... Because I feel like they could have done that, and then it's like, okay, he escapes, and he just can't be with his family. And that's kind of the ending, right? And it's more of a sad ending. But then they're straight up like, we can't let him live. We have to kill him.
Yeah.
We have to, and you have to see him die, practically.
Yeah.
That's wild.
No wiggle room.
He got Genersold and Cassian Andor in terms of like just consumed by fire when the missiles hit.
Because I was telling you this on the way here, is like, do you think they're going to kill James Bond? And you're like, I don't know. But I was like, I think they're going to pull a Batman The Dark Knight Rises.
I kind of wanted that, yeah.
Yeah, where it's like, we think that James Bond is dead. But then we see him at a restaurant eating with Madeline or some new Bond girl.
Yeah.
Not the case. He's dead.
Right. I had a theory partway through the movie. Because, partway through it, they really start ridiculing M. Right? They're like, M, you kind of suck right now. You let us work on this. So I thought they were going to make James Bond M.
I thought that too.
I thought like, oh, are they setting up Bond to like retire being a 00 and now he's M and he'll be the next M in the movies? Would Daniel Craig do that instead of having to be fit as James Bond all the time?
I think that would be cool.
I thought that would have been cool. But no, I guess that's not the case. No. They just kept those people alive.
And I'm like, he's done playing 007, but now he's M.
Now he's M, right? I thought that could have been cool. But no, alas.
What are you going to do, kill M again?
Well, he could have retired. He could have stepped down. I thought he was just going to step down and be like, I did some questionable choices, I guess. I'll step down. And people's like, Bond. And he becomes M because he's old. He's freaking old now.
Yeah, he is pretty old.
I thought that's what would have happened. I felt like that could have been a interesting and natural evolution of that. and he would have been able to have a more peaceful life instead, and have his family. But no, I guess not. No happy ending for Bond.
Yeah.
Never a happy ending.
No. They killed Felix as well, in kind of a dumb way, in my opinion. But he's old. Old Felix Leiter.
He was old. He was getting a stomach.
Yeah.
Wearing too small of shirts.
Yep. We were going to review What If with this.
Gets killed by Mr. Smiley.
Yeah. We were going to review What If with this, and then it would be the two Jeffrey Wright things.
Oh.
And I was waiting for that joke, but then he's like, we will just record the What If next week.
Yeah, we'll do that next week.
But I was like, everything is all right today.
So what about the whole... To start from the beginning. So they had a flashback in the beginning of this, which felt kind of odd. I mean, yeah. From what we watched Spectre, they said in there that her parents were divorced, that Swan's parents were divorced. But in here, she got straight up murdered. Which...
Maybe she's a liar?
Well, yeah, she's a liar.
Yeah. You can just easily say that, so I don't think it breaks it or anything.
Yeah.
But, like... Also, she, shoots him, 5 times.
Right, and he survives.
Which is why I say that maybe there's a chance that James Bond survives.
Well, yeah. Well, survives. I don't know if he survives the explosion.
I don't know. It would be a stretch.
It would be. Well, and I'm okay with him dying because they can recast him and reboot him.
Exactly, yeah.
James Bond is a spirit, not a singular person.
Yeah.
It's not Tony Stark.
But what if it's we missed that James Bond in 10 years from now?
I don't care. I mean, then they can do what maybe they should have done is for Sean Connery. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm just throwing that out there. There is things you could do, and that isn't really explained how he lived.
Yeah, I don't know. Where was I? Oh yeah, because we start off with the villain showing up at Swan's house. I don't know how he ages. Also, he seems to be herb. He seems to be the same age throughout from that flashback, however many years ago, up until the modern day, 5 years or whatever. And in there, he's getting revenge against Mr. White, basically. Like his plan basically evolves from he's getting revenge on Mr. White to he is wiping out Spectre to I'm gonna wipe out the entire world.
Yeah,
I could not follow.
It wasn't even the entire world. It was
I don't know. I couldn't tell.
I think it was somewhat racist.
I don't know
because there's that one Russian scientist that was like, I could wipe out your entire race if I wanted to.
Well, yeah,
and then
they
he was talking to
basically
a black woman, which I think that's who she was referring to.
They were never. I don't know because they don't mention him as being racist. As being something like that. They don't... I thought, based on the trailers and stuff, I thought it was going to be like a Thanos type thing. Which I feel like it was... I almost feel like it was going to, and then, I don't know, Infinity War or something happened. We can't do this. I don't know.
I say they could have done it.
I think so, too. But I don't know. And he went on this long rant about what, to me, was the Loki rant. From Avengers. You guys long for freedom, but what you really want is to be servants or something. You don't want to be free. It's life's great illusion. It was straight out of Avengers as to what Loki said in Germany. I'm like, this is the Loki speech. And I don't understand how that links to, maybe it was a hostage thing? I don't get it. Was he trying to hold the world hostage?
No, it was definitely not a hostage thing. It was I don't like these people, so let's just kill them. Let's kill.
It didn't make sense to me.
Maybe some government
I could
leaders.
not follow it. I should probably look it up at some point. But I could not follow the train of logic that went from, because again, it all made sense. Mr. White killed his family. Okay.
Yeah.
And then he escalated to, all right, let's wipe out Spectre, because Spectre is my enemy, and they funded that, and they betrayed my family and all that. So let's wipe out Spectre. Okay, I follow that. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then to escalate to the whole, all right, we're targeting all types of DNAs. Like, I don't know. I'm so confused.
Mm-hmm.
It's really confusing. Yeah, that was the biggest downfall of the whole movie.
Also, can you be like sick like that and just stand next to the person? Like, do you think James Bond?
It didn't.
James Bond was standing right next to Blofeld, and it didn't happen.
Right. It seemed to had to. Yeah, and there it seemed to be contact, because they also said that with the Spectre family, that I guess they must have had contact of some kind.
Which is why you wash your hands.
Seems to be contact. How did you feel about the device, though? About the nanites or the nanobots?
How do I feel about every device? There's the gadgets in this movie.
There was a lot of science fiction tech in this movie.
Yeah, which is I'm all for that, but it felt a little out of
yeah.
place out of these movies.
Sure, yeah. I mean, it really escalated from. Because what was it in Spectre? What was like the most advanced stuff?
Nothing.
They had?
There was nothing. It was Skyfall that had some sort of special stuff.
Well, no, in Skyfall they only had like a radio and a gun that needed a handprint. I feel like in Spectre there was something else. What was there in Spectre?
No, in Skyfall there was also, what's it called? There was some special watch or whatever. I don't know.
In Spectre they had an explosive watch. I feel like there was something.
Oh yeah, they had an explosive watch in there.
Yeah. I mean, he had a car that was supposed to have a bunch of gadgets. In Spectre.
Mm-hmm.
What am I forgetting? I'm forgetting something that was in Spectre. But yeah, this felt like this took place in like 2025 instead of 2020.
Yeah.
It was kind of wild.
It's a bit more advanced. I accept the. I've been asking for this for a long time. A long time I've been asking, hey, let's go get gadgets back in James Bond. And they did it, and I don't want to be like, ew, why did you do that?
It didn't really feel like gadgets, though. It felt like tactical gear a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, the cybernetic eye was like, okay,
yes.
Wow.
Which he also says has some good, of our well-known, newly started segment from the Rocketeer episode is I do my own stunts segment. He had a couple of those.
I don't know what you mean.
Remember in the Rocketeer when they said...
Yeah, I know that, but
okay,
what are you talking about in terms of this?
I had to show some guy a watch. It blew his mind.
That's just James Bond, though. That's like
I know.
Literally homage to like Sean Connery Bond.
I know. He had a couple of those.
Like when he harpoons a guy, it's like, I think you got the point. It's like, okay, come on. We get it.
Yes.
You shot him with the harpoon.
When he electrocuted that one guy with the razor hat.
Oh, shocking.
Shocking.
It's like, come on. All right. I think that's just an homage to that.
I don't think Daniel Craig's ever really done that, though. In past films.
I feel like he has once or twice. I can't recall, though.
Maybe in Skyfall.
But yeah, a lot of On Her Majesty Secret Service stuff. Immediately in like the beginning, he's driving with Madeline, his love interest, and says we have all the time in the world. For people that don't know, don't recall, in On Her Majesty's Secret Service, James Bond gets married to Contessa something. I think that's her name. Gets married, and that's like that's his marriage that he ever does in that franchise. And like on the drive away from their wedding or whatever, he's like says that, or one of them says that. I think we have all the time in the world, and they like stop for like a second, and there's a drive-by shooting that literally kills his wife.
Yeah.
Like as soon as they say that, I'm like,
which is Blofeld.
I'm like, somebody was it? Oh yeah, maybe it was Blofeld. Yeah, I think you're right.
It was Blofeld related.
Yeah, it was. I'm like, as they said that, I'm like, somebody's dying. Somebody's dying today. You know, and there's a lot of death in this movie. Yeah, there's a lot of character deaths.
How did you feel about about giving James Bond a daughter?
Don't yell too loud, Joy.
Yeah,
Be careful, okay?
Yeah. How'd you feel about that?
I was shocked. They hit it very well in the trailers and all that.
I thought there'd be there's no surprises in this movie. They've released every trailer known to man.
Right.
A final trailer.
And that was a twist.
An international final trailer.
They got me with it.
Yeah.
And they try to trick you. It's like, she's not yours. And then they're like, everybody like assumes that it's his. even. And I think at the end, yeah, she like confirms like, yeah, she's got your eyes. Yeah. Which, I mean, the timeline in terms, there's like a 5-year cut.
Yeah.
Which, again, was a little bit different
Mm-hmm.
than others. This movie is basically on Endgame timeline.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I say this movie has
very
a lot in common with Endgame.
I disagree. One of my favorite scenes in this whole movie was when Spectre raided the biolab.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that was my favorite scene in this whole movie, where, yeah, they were rappelling down, and they cut into the window, and they felt like, because we haven't seen like hyper competent Spectre like operators before.
Yeah.
And that was like it. That's like the epitome of like, okay, we're seeing like an advanced freaking team attacking a laboratory, and just, yeah, it felt, again, very Modern Warfare.
Did it remind you at all to The Dark Knight and how it was all the Joker henchmen? Because that's what it gave me. Slight. No,
because those guys, that was a bank heist, and they didn't feel, those guys aren't military. This felt like, again, Modern Warfare special operatives, special operators, sure. And they're going in stealth. They did that weird magnet elevator thing, though, which
gadgets.
Again, like super gadgets. It was a lot of super gadgets. What other action sequences? They had in the final act, when Bond was getting up to the control room to open the missile silos, there was like a long sequence that was all one shot, I'm pretty sure. Right? As he was going around that stairwell. That felt like at that point I'm like, James Bond is a video game character. Isn't
sure.
he? I think James Bond is a video game character. Yeah, because he'll in a lot of ways. There's a point where he ran out of bullets in his magazine and switched to a pistol instead. I'm like that's straight out of Call of Duty. I
love when movies don't really cut a whole lot in action. It's such a pet peeve of mine.
Okay.
When you're like hitting, but every other punch you're just cutting. Like, that's not keeping me interested. Just show me them fighting. Let me enjoy it.
How do you feel about Q being gay?
Is he gay?
I'm pretty sure they confirmed that he was gay.
I had no idea.
Oh, yeah, because he was saying up dinner, he's like, he's going to be here in a couple minutes. Or something like that. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I have no idea.
I think, which, I mean, like, can't one of these just have, like, a nerdy sort of not super masculine character and not be gay?
That's true.
Can't they just be like a guy,
normal guy
that's nerdy or whatever?
What if?
Because it was the same in Jungle Cruise, where the guy's like not like, oh, I don't want to get dirty and stuff, and I like things and and whatever, and he's gay. Yeah, I'm gay. And it's the same thing in here. I feel like.
Yeah, I got.
I don't know why they all have to be gay.
I got that. Yeah.
It's like, I don't know.
I don't think it's as big of a deal, though.
That's just my thing with it. I'm like, do they have to make every character like that gay?
I think that, what's his name? And Moneypenny. Q and Moneypenny maybe had some sort of romance. That would be cool.
I don't think that would work.
It wouldn't fit in this, because that would take away too much from James Bond, but if they wanted to give him something.
I don't know. Now, speaking of Moneypenny, she didn't have a whole lot in this, did she?
No.
Which was I don't know.
Oh boy, was this movie packed with stuff. I don't think we can fit.
There was a lot of stuff in this movie, yeah.
If you were going to... This movie was 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Was it that long?
It may have been the longest James Bond movie. Like, it's really well spent.
I mean, they had a lot to wrap up.
We
have to get James Bond to leave his love interest, get her back at some point. We had to kill all of Spectre, literally within a few minutes.
Kill Blofeld. Kill Felix Leiter.
Kill everyone. Kill everybody that's not in the immediate 3, I guess. Plus Tanner. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess there's 4. He returns. Yeah, there was a lot.
Introduce all these new characters. There was a lot.
Yeah.
But it's just sit down and watch.
What else? But yeah, because I liked everything. It just was, that plot Just that escalation of the plot really threw me off.
Yeah.
Everything else felt pretty good. I thought it was going to be hard to really understand why Bond was... How to explain it? I thought it was going to be difficult for me to understand his motivations without him being a 00, without him being an active agent.
Mm-hmm.
But how they did it with like Felix like trying to go out and recruit him almost. And how they did that, and then he got annoyed whenever by new 007, I think worked. And I believed it. I'm like, okay, yeah, he'd do that.
There's also the stuff with M and Spectre. It's like, it's Spectre we're talking about.
Yeah. Which is like, yeah, he's got the vendetta against them.
Rest in peace, Vesper's grave.
Yeah, it gets bombed. That shocked me. I'm like, whoa! Because he picks up the car and like, boom! So, I don't know how he survived that. He like survives so many explosions, which I guess could be the thing. He survives like 3 explosions.
Yeah!
Because he survives that one. He like grenades are like at his feet and he blows.
But we see James Bond fly in the air at the end.
What?
I think he gets launched off his feet.
I don't remember that. I don't know.
So
is that could that be the introduction of that magic system? Is that James Bond can survive explosions?
Yeah, you know.
He'll survive whatever. Yeah, it's sad though.
It is very sad
that they killed him for whatever reason. I'm not really sure why they had to. I guess they're just like, let's kill him as a conclusion.
I'm telling you, they saw Endgame, realized, hey, we got to give James Bond a daughter and kill him off.
Maybe that's... Oh my gosh, you're right. You're absolutely right. That could be it. Mm-hmm. Give him a daughter and then kill him. Damn. Yeah, that is a very close parallel.
Yeah.
Very close.
But also, we talked about this. They've literally been writing this movie maybe at the same time of Endgame, and they had no idea.
Yeah, who knows?
Because, believe it or not, this movie was supposed to come out in 2020.
Which was, I think it was supposed to come out a year like after Endgame, right? I think that's around when.
Yeah, which I feel like writing the story.
Shh, stop yelling. You're going to spoil it for everybody in the house.
I feel like writing the story, it would have been written before Endgame came out, so they wouldn't know.
Okay.
Just coincidence.
Sure.
But I think it's an easy parallel.
So there's no end credits, but like in classic James Bond fashion, it says James Bond will return.
Yes. Now,
we were discussing a bit on the way home last night as to what the implications are for that, whether that's a general, a James Bond will return. Is it Jamie Bond will return? Mm-hmm. You know, because I never caught the daughter's name. Even. Yeah. I didn't catch a lot because everybody, when they would talk with her, they would speak French.
Yeah.
I couldn't make out what the name was.
Dodo.
But what was I saying? So yeah, but yeah, what, or is it that this James Bond will come back, that he did survive somehow? That's the question, right?
I don't think it can bring back this James Bond.
I don't think so either, unless you do it in a very like M capacity.
I think this James Bond is Daniel Craig.
Yeah, sure.
Reboot it and put in the Cold War, and put in.
So you want to do Cold War?
Oh yeah.
You want to do Cold War? I'm not. I think that could be interesting. I don't know how necessary it is. I don't know. One thing that I know for certain is that they should recast him, just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
For now, you had a tip as to who you think or heard is interested. Who's that?
Henry Cavill said he wanted to be in the James Bond franchise in some way. And who else is he going to play besides James Bond, really?
I mean, the problem with that, is that he's in Mission Impossible.
That's true. But he also plays the villain in Mission Impossible.
Is he a villain?
He is the villain.
I don't even know if he is.
Yeah, I believe he's the villain. I haven't seen it.
I'm trying to figure out, because I had somebody that I wanted to do, that I wanted to pitch.
You said John Boyega.
At one point,
which is a great idea.
Last night I asked you if it was John Boyega, which he's British.
He's great.
and he could probably get into even better shape to do that. But
You'd
somebody who I wanted more was...
We also talked about Tom Holland. Please don't do Tom Holland. Just don't do it.
I'm trying to find the actor. But it was... Here we go. It's this guy, Elliott Knight, who was in, again, Modern Warfare.
Okay.
He plays, like, He plays one of the characters that you play as, who was, I forget his code name, but he's Kyle Garrick. What was his name? It starts with a G. Glaz. That's what it was.
Okay.
Who I think Glaz was from the initial one, but this is like a reimagining of that guy. That's a character that I would like. That's one that I think could work for pretty well. I think he has the way about it. I think. Trying to think of anybody else. You said Henry Cavill. At one point I wanted that, but I also think he's getting old. I think Henry Cavill could be getting old too. I want a younger James Bond.
You want the more Tom Holland?
Not Tom Holland. I don't want anybody that's in Marvel stuff. That's why I'm a little hesitant about John Boyega too. I don't want anybody in Star Wars stuff. Yeah. You know.
You said Tom Hiddleston once. A lot of people wanted that.
Yeah, but that's been forever ago, and now he's older.
Yeah.
He's a bit older. So I don't know. I feel like it could be either of those. I don't want Idris Elba, just because, again, I think he's old and he's huge.
Yeah.
Where I don't think he's quite the fit.
I feel like we're just picking the most bland actors, though. Like,
what do you mean?
top
I want
of the
somebody
barrel.
that's not super well known, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. Aldrin Ehrenreich. Hey, I know you can't play Han Solo.
He's not British.
No, he's not.
You need somebody English.
No, you do.
It's my... Oh, yeah. What about... Could they do it where Robert Pattinson doubles up as Batman and James Bond? They can't do that.
No.
I don't think so. I think he could work, though. I think.
Maybe.
I think he'd work fairly well. But that's like he's going to be two hyper iconic characters in pop culture. It's both Batman and James Bond.
Yeah.
That can't work, can it?
Yeah. So he was in Twilight. How dare you? He can't be two ladies' mans.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, we've been going for about 58 minutes now.
Yeah, I think we're wrapping up. Also, the thing that I was talking about, which is don't hurt the scientist, is when they hit his nose. I'm like, don't hit him!
Oh, then they threw him in the toxic water.
That's right.
He got stinking dissolved.
I was like, don't, no.
Yeah. But again, we both gave it ones.
Yeah.
Total score 3.
Yep, we'll see if Dune beats it, which I'm optimistic it will.
So yeah, in terms of future stuff, we will be... So next week, I guess we will try to review What If.
And then I'll be home again.
And then the next weekend you'll be back, and we will see Dune. Which, here's hoping it's good. Should be cool.
I say it's going to be either a big swing, or a swing and a hit, or a swing or a miss.
Well, it's definitely a big swing. So...
I think it's going to be a hit.
I look forward to it.
It's whether or not it's going to be able to, like... It all depends for me on if it ends on a cliffhanger that's, like, satisfying. Because if it just makes me wanting along more, then I'm not going to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to stick with David Lynch's for now. Which I gave a 1, and you gave a 0.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I probably did.
I don't know why. You forced me to watch that movie, and I enjoyed it, and you didn't.
Because it's just, I don't know, it's so inconsistent.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, bring this up. Thanks for listening to this episode of Faster Than Lightspeed podcast. Check us out on Twitter. I'll be posting info about the show. This has been your Captain Kenny with my executive officer,
Joey.
And this has been the Faster Than Lightspeed podcast.
Catch you guys next week.
Ba-da-ba-da, ba-da-ba.
Ba-do-do-do-do.